of the two traditional rulers, soldiers were deployed to Ekiti State and all of that. And you know, when this happens, uh, there's a tendency for criminal elements to move from one state to another.
Yeah.
When one state becomes too hot for them, they move to another state.
Yes.
Would this not have any impact on Ondo State?
If you look at the number of people I paraded today, 43 of them, we had a sudden upsurge of
In Ondo
kidnaps
in Ondo State.
State. And it's a fallout of what is happening in Ekiti. Ekiti has so many security personnel, so many tactical teams of the police. They have to take a leave, and of course they will take a leave to the neighboring communities. It is the fallout that we are seeing in Ondo State. For almost 3 months, we didn't. If you look at it, November, December, parts of January, we didn't have any serious security challenge. But now the upsurge is there, and that's why we are not sleeping again, to ensure that we also flush them out and drive them away.
Is there anything, for what you've seen so far, and I want you to, I don't want you to be political on this. You are not just the head of Amotekun in Ondo State. You are also like the chairman of all the commanders in
That's
the south.
right,
You are the chairman of all the commanders in the southwest. From what you've seen so far, beyond Ondo State, would you say that Amotekun is being effectively funded by the other states?
By the other states?
Yeah, beyond Ondo State.
Well,
Or as it's been done in Ondo State?
I think it's even beyond funding issue. Operationally, we hold regular meetings, and we also want to be able to standardize our mode of operation, which we've been trying to do by sharing info, by sharing intel, by our mode of operation. So I think we need to do more on this.
Okay. Like I said, I know you will be political. Now, you've said several times that late Governor Rotimi Akeredolu supported the Amotekun Corps, and that this government invested a lot in Amotekun. Now, let's look at other states. Is there a way that beyond prevention, not just prevention, even in Ondo State, just like you did today, you paraded some people, you had press conference, inform the people about the people who are likely to criminally likely to coming from Ekiti State to Ondo State. Beyond arresting people, beyond prevention, is there a way that there can be what I call preemption? Because that is also done in security. Preemption is when you can if it is recognized by the United Nations. You can apply force, you can do anything to ensure that a crime does not happen.
Let me give you an example.
Okay.
A couple of weeks ago, the governor of Ondo State, Honorable Lucky Orimisan Ayedatiwa, gave a directives that we should give security cover to school children.
Okay, in Ondo State.
In Ondo State.
Okay.
Kidnap of children did not take place there. He saw it ahead.
In
It had
Ekiti
happened
State.
somewhere.
In Ekiti
And
State.
he doesn't want it, and he gave us a marching order. This is preempting it. Again, in November, we told you that the usual rituals of banks must be robbed. This and that must take place.
It happened in Ekiti in December.
We came out when we started our 2023 edition of Ember Month Patrol that there will not be any major robbery or bank robbery. And we took decisive security measures and steps in conjunction with all security agencies in the state to ensure that it never happened. And you agree with me that for those periods, the festive periods, it never happened. So it is not as if the government is insensitive. Right now, we enjoy the same type of support that we used to have when the late governor was there, from the incumbent, from the present governor,
Governor
Ayedatiwa. So in Ondo State, we don't have that as a challenge. And that's why we are looking up to the governors of the remaining states in the southwest to extend such gestures to their commanders and empower them to such an extent that they also will be able to
preempt crimes and
fight.
before they happen.
Not only preempt and fight. Yes, we all have deficiencies of equipment, but don't forget, at the inception, we all know that at a point, my principal said, if it is bare hand and you can use it to fight somebody coming with AK-47, go and use it. So we are not hiding behind the finger by saying that it is because we are not armed, but they know the kind of support that is needed by the commanders of these respective states, and this is the level of support we expect from their chief executives.
All right, Chief, earlier on the program you talked about security at the grassroots, which you're not the first person to talk about it. A lot of people have talked about state police and all of that. When you take an Abubakar from Borno and then you bring him to a community in Ondo State, he doesn't know anybody. Or you take an Adekunle from Ondo and you take him to Maiduguri, he doesn't know anybody. Why do you think it has taken this long for us to have state police?
Well, I just think it is bureaucracy, or we have still not gotten it right. But the reality is coming by the day that the solution to grassroots insecurity is grassroots policing. And this is how it affects us as individuals. A farmer knows his terrain very well. So the moment he sees any stranger, he challenges him and gets the law enforcement agent nearby to assist. It becomes very difficult for him to say no. So we are going back to we are just going round and round the same point. Let's go to state policing.
Yeah. I've heard that there are some communities in Ondo State, not just in Ondo State, even beyond Ondo State, that are not effectively manned. Do you have such in Ondo State? If you do, what are you doing about that? Because I know you work with local hunters. Communities where you can't work with local hunters, what do you do?
There are no communities where you don't have local hunters. Yes, they are not organized, and the chances of proliferation of criminals among them is higher. But then, you still have to work with the locals for you to get your intels. So we work effectively with all the locals. You have vigilante, you have hunters, you have traditional hunters. We do that a lot here, and I know that's what all my colleagues in their respective states are supposed to be doing or are doing.
As a security expert, if you are to advise anybody at a time like this, I'm not just talking about Ondo State now, I'm talking about, because a lot of people are scared. I know people who will not drive on a deserted road now. I know people who will close early from work because they don't want to be kidnapped. They are trying not to be kidnapped. What security advice would you give to an average Nigerian at this time?
Well, absolute security is God's. But as mortal beings, I think we should reduce how much we display wealth, our lifestyle, way of life, what we do. Again, moving around isolated places in the night and saying something and keeping quiet, you don't know if you are the next victim. Talk to the relevant security agencies. For instance, in Ondo State, we encourage everybody that sees something to say something. And that's why we have...
they are protected. They are protected.
100% protected. We've not had one failure in the last 3 years for anybody to accuse us that we gave out his details when you give us information on our distress line. And the distress line is free for you. Call it 0807 99 Once you key into it, one of our operatives will pick and they will attend to you, and you can be sure. Before now, our response to distress was long, but right now, in few minutes, we are at your doorstep to assist. And this has really, really helped a lot.
All right, Chief, let's take some calls for those who may have one or two questions for you. The number to call is 090-3436-4982, 090-3436-4982. 582 and 08162519991. 08162519991. Those are the numbers to call for anybody who has questions for Chief Aditya Adele. That is the commander of Amotekun in Ondo State. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. Please, your name and where you're calling from.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. We can hear you. What's your name?
Hello,
and
good afternoon.
Good afternoon. We can hear you.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. We can hear you. Hello, your name and where you're calling from. Okay, maybe the network is not so cooperative this side. Hello, good afternoon. Hello?
He's not there again.
Okay. Numbers to call 08162519991. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Please, your name and where you're calling from.
I'm Comrade Olu Isijola from Owo.
Okay, what is your question? Please go ahead.
You see, the issue is this. Many of us cannot have our two eyes closed as a result of insecurity in this country. My question is, what is going to be the lasting solution at least to save lives and properties of people? More so that our people have pledged allegiance to save lives and properties of the citizens. I remain Comrade Olu Isijola from Owo. Thank you very much.
All right, Chief, let's take one more before you answer the question. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Please state your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Kazim, calling from Omifon.
Okay, Kazim, go ahead.
I want to speak to what they call the name of this Awali.
Yeah, he's listening. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm
good
listening.
afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
I'm very happy to hear from you. So, and we all know that you are really tried, and God will give you more effort.
Thank you, sir.
So, in case of anything, sir, I will keep on calling the number you released on just of recent.
0807.
Hello, sir.
0807. The distress.
No problem, sir. No problem, sir. The number.
I think he got the number already.
Okay.
All right, Chief, would you like to respond before I ask my last question? Okay. Okay, you didn't get the first.
Yes, what was the first question?
I think he said that most people are scared. They can't. They sleep with one eye open and all of that.
When our leaders actually swore
allegiance
to protecting lives and
yes.
properties.
Yes.
Well, you agree with me that before this question, this has been what we've been discussing.
Yes.
And placing a lot of premium on security of lives and property is actually one of the key things that you can assess governance with. I think, like I said, going grassroots is one of the major reasons or one of the major solutions
to this problem.
Provisions of massive workforce for youths, then alleviating the economic situation in the country. All this put together will definitely assist, because if you hold one without the other, you still find out that you may not get the desired results. But if we attack it from all fronts and ensure that you can close and go home. You remember at a point 3 years ago in Ondo State, it was almost difficult for you to go to bank and get home. Okada will snatch.
Yes.
But you know the hardship the ban on Okada is placing on people. But at a point, we were able, they started attacking Okada men. In the night, they will tell you they are going to an obscure place, hit the Okada man in the head, kill him, take his bike away. So they came back to us. And we said, look, don't use Okada in the night, because 80% of the nefarious activities were done using Okada. Now they've seen the which one is better, your life or your freedom. You cannot have your cake and eat it.
Yeah. Okay. My final question: these kidnappers, these criminal elements live amongst people. Sometimes when they are arrested, you hear the news that sometimes community women are the people they employ, they hire to help them buy food items from the community and bring to them.
Not women, community people generally.
Yes, sometimes women as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what can be done about this?
That's why I said that failure from home is part of the insecurity we have in the problem. Why would you in the first place accommodate or tolerate a stranger who tells you to help him charge phone and he stays in the bush, you are in the town? So it's connivance. That's why I say we cannot totally blame the government. Yes, the government has the statutory responsibility of protecting lives and property. But what about you? As a decent citizen, as a good citizen of the place, what are you doing? What you've seen, did you tell the public? Did you tell the law enforcement agencies? These are the issues.
All right, thank you very much, Chief Adetuji Adele, Commander of Amotekun in Ondo State. You have said it, and that's a very big question. What about you? It's not just about government. What about you? My name is Dweji Danes, and this is where we end it this afternoon. Thank you for listening.
Hello, ṣé ń gbádùn àdàbà? Mò ń gbádùn àdàbà.